बस ठीक है स्टार्ट करते हैं ना ओके अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन यहाँ पे वो रखा है मैं छोटी हूँ ना जी जी
वो चोटी खणिया या खणिया काशी संदली खणी संदली खणी अभी उसका मैं माइक ऑन करूं
एक मिनट जब बोलूँ तब Assalamu alaikum everyone and a very warm welcome to annual International Health Professions Education Conference. I hope you all had enjoyed your tea break. I am Dr. Hudabi Alabaksh, working as an assistant professor and head of the Department of Medical Education. It's my privilege to be your moderator of the second session of the conference. To commence with, I would like to invite our esteemed chair, Professor Dr. Mukhtar Beg, and our distinguished co-chair, Professor Dr. Sonia Ejaz Haider, to kindly join me on the stage. It is my honor and privilege to introduce the exceptional individuals who have made remarkable contributions to the field of medical education and healthcare. Today we have Dr. S.N. Sethi online, a renowned scholar in the field of medical education. Dr. Sethi holds a PhD in medical education and serves as an associate professor and the founding program lead at the Health Professions Education Program, Qatar University. Dr. Sethi is also the chair of the Research Group Network, where he spreads groundbreaking initiatives to advance health professions education. So now we have Dr. S.N. Sethi with us. Assalamu alaikum, Dr. S.N. Can you hear me?
Walaikum assalam. Yes, I can.
Over to you, sir.
I can't see your screen, so if you have to turn on the camera.
He can't see our screen.
All right.
Can you see
now I can see. Yes. So am I audible to everyone?
Yes, you are.
All right. So I'll go ahead with my presentation. Good morning, everyone. And thank you very much for inviting me to this esteemed conference at Liaquat University of Medical and Health Sciences. I would like to thank the Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Ikramuddin, who I've met a couple of times during my previous visits to Jamshoro. I would also like to thank Dr. Hudaybiya, Dr. Rabia, Dr. Rano, and all other organizers for arranging this wonderful conference. I'm Dr. S.N. Sethi, and today I'm going to discuss about machines, in particular artificial intelligence, and compare it with humans, and then discuss if we can outsmart artificial intelligence. I would request if anyone can mute your microphone over there because I'm hearing an echo. Okay. So I'll move on to my, just to briefly introduce myself. So I'm currently working as an associate professor and I'm the founding program director for the graduate program in health profession education at Qatar University in Doha. So let's start with a brief knowledge about what is artificial intelligence. It's a very big buzzword and everyone is talking about it these days. Artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, deep learning. So what is artificial intelligence? So this is a definition that I got from IBM, and artificial intelligence leverages computers and machines to mimic the problem solving and decision making capabilities of human mind. So basically what they are doing with AI is that it is trying to mimic, just like we solve problems with our human brain, with our human mind, just like we make decisions on our own about what we need to do with our lives, with our careers and everything. So they are just allowing the machine, the computers, and this AI is that brain that of the machines that is allowing it to start thinking about things. So apparently, I have added this apparently because I still think that human capabilities are stronger. But let's see if they are or if they are not. We will see or explore it over the period of time. So it can apparently think and learn like humans. And we have seen different language processing models like Alexa is very common in different people's home. You just ask Alexa to do something. Siri is very common on your mobile phones, iPhones especially. Chat GPT is something everyone is using around. There's machine learning, which is more for prediction and predictive models. For example, if I just put a radiograph into something and ask the machine that can you predict based on this radiograph and based on the nodules or whatever you are seeing, will this progress into cancer and something like that. So based on different algorithms, it will give me a response. And there are other different complex clinical problems and things related to that. Now I'll just assess your knowledge. I know you cannot interact with me, but I just want you to think about yourself about some of these examples, and I want you to think about if you think they are artificial intelligence or not artificial intelligence. So if there's a spreadsheet which can calculate financial data based on multiple data sources, for example, if there's an Excel and we have all the data with all the finances in it and all the accounting people use it for our tax returns, do you think is that AI or it's not AI? So because it's not interactive, so I'll just respond to it myself. But I want you to think about it as this is not AI. This is just a computer. Okay. Likewise, all of us have mobile phones in our computers. There are different softwares, programs, which applies different filters and enhances our photographs. So some would take wrinkles away, some would make us look different and things like that. Is that artificial intelligence or is that a computer? So I wanted to think about it. So it is again not artificial intelligence. It is a computer. Now, some of you might be using Spotify. Now, Spotify is a music software which allows you to, bring up different music based on your taste. Now, Spotify uses artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms to adapt your music recommendations and personalize your experience. So it actually studies the way you listen to different music and then provide you with suggestions or similar suggestions that what AI thinks that you might like. And it's continuously learning with your behavior all the time as well. It looks at your listening history, it looks at your preferences, different songs you're listening to, your social interactions, and so many different things. And then it suggests you relevant music to all the users as well. So, what makes an AI different from computers? These are the two characteristics which are really very important. The first one is autonomy, and the second one is adaptivity. What is autonomy? Just like I am as a human autonomous to make my own decisions about different things. So AI needs to have certain level of autonomy. Right now we have not made AI completely autonomous. It is still dependent on humans guidance at the moment. But autonomy means that the AI system will be able to make decisions and take actions independently without direct human intervention at times. And we have seen autonomous vehicles, we have seen autonomous drones as well, we have seen so many autonomous things going on. The other thing which is important is related to adaptivity. Now, it's not just autonomous, it's continuously learning. Just like we as humans adapt to the situations. When I was in Pakistan, I was working in certain ways, I was driving in a certain way. When I moved to Qatar, I started driving on the other side of the road and I have adapted to that situation. Just like that, the conditions of if someone is playing cricket, the conditions for playing cricket in one ground is different, and they have to adapt to the conditions of different places as well. So adaptivity refers to ability of AI system to learn from the experience and adjust its behaviors accordingly. So these two things, keep them in mind, needs to be there for something to be called an artificial intelligence. Autonomy and adaptivity. And we have seen it in different Tesla cars right now. For example, if you are having a Tesla car and there's a software in it installed AI based, and if you're just driving and there is a deer standing in, you're just driving in the woods or someone somewhere in the jungle, and there's a deer or there's a dog or there's something like that standing. What AI system will do? It will autonomously alert you that there is a deer over there. Now, depending upon how much autonomy you have given to AI, because there are systems and right now they're dependent on humans, it will alert you, it will either put on a brake or it will steer the car away from that obstacle. Now, this is autonomy. It's making a decision on its own to protect you, to save your life. Now, what is adaptivity? Adaptivity is next time when you are passing on the same road or any similar road on the countryside anywhere else in the world in the same car which has learned this thing over a period of time, or it has learned this thing from someone else, but they are on similar conditions, similar roads, they would anticipate that there might be a deer, and in that area it will automatically reduce your speed and prepare you to change a course in case anything comes up. Now, this is adaptivity. So, for something to be called AI, it should have both adaptivity and it should have autonomy as well. I hope this concept of autonomy and adaptivity is common. Now, with anything new that comes to our life, we all have trust issues. And especially with autonomy, giving how much autonomy we should give to AI to make decisions about our lives. For example, can you just sit back in your car and let the AI drive your car all around? No, we have trust issues. We cannot just let AI do everything for us. And some of that is coming from different movies that we have seen over a period of time. Like the famous movie Terminator, Matrix movie was there, Star Wars were there. Now, in some of these movies, AI has been shown as a threat to humankind, and they are there to destroy us, they are there to harm us, and if they get autonomy, they will realize that they are better than humans and they'll try to finish human race. That is what these movies have been taught. However, they have also shown a good version of it in Star Wars as well, where AI is actually helping out in different manners as well. So let's see how artificial intelligence is different or similar, how it compares with humans. So I've done a comparison for you here to make it understandable for you as well. For example, humans and AI are both dependent on resources. Both require resources to function and survive. What do we need? So I had to do my breakfast in the morning. You just came back from a tea break, so I think all of you needed tea for you to function and in order for you to engage in my talk. So food, water, sleep are all important. Oxygen, these are all important things in our needs. Likewise, artificial intelligence is dependent on computational resources. It needs electricity and it needs some maintenance as well. So you need all these different things. So AI is also dependent on resources, just like human beings are dependent on these resources as well. If we think about memory, so both rely on memory to store and retrieve information for future use. Humans have biological memory, so we have this brain up there, and if you look at Atkin-Shiffrin model, which is on your right hand side, it has told us that we have a long term memory and a short term memory. Short term memory, quick things we can focus on, we can remember, and then we forget about them. Long term memory, if we rehearse things again and again, if we develop concepts about certain things, then those things can become part of our long term memory as well. Sometimes what happens, I remember if you take an oral viva examination and the student tells you, sir, can you please tell me one word? And you say yes, okay, the first word is this, and all of a sudden, the entire definition of certain thing comes out of their long-term memory. So our brain keeps on forgetting sometimes. Sometimes retrieval has issues, sometimes encoding of that thing. Some things we remember forever. You go to a place and you realize, oh, I came here 15 years ago and I know exactly what this road is, what this place is. And we have immense memory there as well. Likewise, AI is also dependent on memory. However, the amount of memory AI has, it's very less at the moment. The capacity is very less when it compares to the brain as well. But AI is also dependent on digital memory stores for precise recall or influence as well. Now, how do they process? How does the brain work? So, brain has axons, brain has neurons, and we all communicate through those neural networks which are there in our brains, in our spinal cord, and then I remember my biology lessons and all those things. So that is how we function. And if we compare that with how AI actually functions, it's almost similar neural networks with different interconnected nodes. So we had axons over there, they have nodes over there, and they recognize patterns and make decisions based on that. So even the pattern in which AI works is similar to how the brain works and brain functioning is. When we look at how we interact with the environment, so we have five senses or even six senses, I would say. So we interact with by our sight, the way we hear something, the way we touch something, and we can physically manipulate certain things. AI again interacts through sensors, devices, and in physical form, if you put AI in a robot like Sophie or any other robots that are there, or in a virtual environment, it will be able to interact with the environment as well. So we can see there's a lot of comparison. With regards to learning and adaptability, so if the AI can adapt and understand that, okay, on this road, this is how it needs to go, humans learn and adapt through experiences, through our education, through social interactions, through emotional intelligence. So we are learning all the time as well. And every experience that we have, every mistake that we make, it is making us learn a lot of things as well. So both humans and AI can learn and can adapt over a period of time. Love, feeling of love, the emotional response. Human emotions are genuine, they arise from our consciousness and experiences. I believe most of the human emotions are genuine. It's hard to find genuine emotions in humans these days, unfortunately. But we believe that emotions are genuine. At least they are coming from somewhere. AI, on the other hand, it can also stimulate emotions. However, these emotions are programmed responses for now. They are not genuine feelings or consciousness. They are just program responses. And AI is not there right now. So both humans and AI can exhibit behaviors that reflect or simulate an emotional response. The only difference is that for humans, we believe it's from emotions, experiences, and genuine. For AI, it's a programmed response without any conscious feelings or genuine feelings inside. With regards to problem solving ability, humans use a combination of logic, intuitions, and I've placed this chess game over here because generally they say for creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, chess is the best game and it trains your mind in the best possible way as well. And it is something you should do. And because there's another example of something related to it coming later on in my session, so I wanted to emphasize on that. So, yes, humans have problem solving ability, and AI also solves problems as well. Both can solve problems over a period of time. However, so last few years AI has developed a lot. There are still problems, still issues, still challenges, still limitations related to AI. For example, AI is considered as a black box problem. It has algorithm bias, AI hallucinations, legal ethical concerns, system complexity. Now, what these are, I'll just briefly look at each one of them. So AI is considered as a black box problem. What do we mean by black box? We don't know what's in it. We only know about what we are inputting, what's going in, and what's coming out. What's happening inside, how this algorithm develops, we don't know. Even the people who have programmed artificial intelligence and who has developed the algorithm, they say that we have developed a certain algorithm, but that algorithm multiplies on its own, and we do not understand and we do not know how that algorithm evolves into something different, because AI is continuously learning and it is continuously adapting and evolving. So even the programmers do not have complete understanding. We as health professionals have completely no understanding of it, that how this deep learning, how this machine learning works. But even the programmers, they say after certain algorithm, we don't know how AI can do certain things because it was not originally, the algorithm was not planned in that way. So yes, that results in a lot of issue related to trust and transparency. Can we trust something like that, something that we do not know about? Can you trust another human being that you do not know anything about? Just like that, can you trust artificial intelligence to do something when you don't know anything about it? That is an issue, number one. Algorithm bias, that's another system, very key issue that is going on. What is algorithm bias? AI is learning based on the data that has been given to the artificial intelligence machine. Now, where's the data coming from? Most of the data is coming from the Western world and Western countries. I'll tell you. So, Amazon was hiring few people, and they just used an AI model to shortlist CVs of individuals. And what AI did, it only shortlisted people who were white and who were male, because that is the data which has been inputted in that AI, that a CEO of a company needs to be a white person and needs to be a male. Now, this is the bias towards the gender. Likewise, these days, if you look at Facebook, if you look at political movements which are happening on social media, if I am a follower of one political party, I'll start getting all the videos of that political party. If you are a follower of another political party, you'll start getting all of that. If you click one thing, the next morning, all those things related to that, you will start seeing them. Likewise, whatever you are putting in, this, that is how AI is learning. So the people who are feeding in AI, they are feeding it on based on so many different things, which might result in the quality of training. The input is wrong. The bias and fairness is an issue as well. So bias can result from the quality of training data, flawed algorithms, unfair human inputs during its developmental process. That's another issue. Another issue is AI hallucinations. Just like we hallucinate and we start, we are hallucinating and start seeing things that are not originally there. We start producing outputs which are not there. Just like that, AI can also hallucinate. And that is also a problem. Sometimes AI generates things from its own, which does not even exist, and it's not accurate and it's not meaningful. So it's because of the noise in the training data and so many reasons. But a lot of things that sometimes AI produce is a noise and is a hallucination, and it's named as AI hallucinations as well. So you cannot believe 100% that the outputs are 100% correct or genuine. There are legal, ethical, and regulatory concerns as well related to data security, where my data is being saved, where the data will go. I had a discussion the other day with some of the doctor colleagues from a Western country, and they said we do share some of our data from patients with AI and ChatGPT and let them help us and guide us. And then I said, but what about confidentiality? They say, yeah, we take out the name of the patient. But the other day I was reading an article that AI has the capacity to detect you based on the data, because in future AI will have so much information and so much data into it that it will have your report, and it will be able to figure out that who exactly this report is referring to and who could be this person, and it can shortlist a couple of people that all of these diseases and all of these reports relate to that one person in the world as well, depending upon how it is trained and how. So there are issues related to privacy concerns, data security. Cyber attacks are happening all around the world as well. Trustworthiness, can we trust the outputs and the inputs coming from AI? Because obviously the inputs are from the West, not from our countries, our sides. Who is writing these rules? Is it valid or not? So these are all some valid concerns related to reliability and accuracy as well. And we do not have a legal ethical framework. Who is responsible? I see a lot of courses and research happening, a lot of people taking help from AI to write their papers. Can you hold an artificial intelligence accountable for the integrity of your work? You cannot do that. And that is the problem as well. You cannot, in every statement when you are writing based on ICMJE guidelines, you have to ensure that you are responsible, the authors are responsible for the accuracy and integrity of this work. You cannot say that AI did this and AI, you cannot hold AI responsible for it. Someone, some human being needs to be responsible, and they need to be put to the task as well on that. With regards to system complexity, what we know is that AI is very helpful in solving simple things. But previously, this was an article from Center for Humane Technology, and they said as we increase the issues, the complexity, if you put a lot of complex thing in ChatGPT, ultimately it will say that I'm not programmed to answer this, or I'm not sure if I will be able to manage this. But nowadays, there are a lot of new softwares and new things happening, and they are doing that. How they, so my question was, can we outsmart artificial intelligence? So until few years ago, we thought that yes, we can outsmart. However, in last few years, some latest things that have been developed suggest otherwise. So let's say who is smarter. So Kasparov, consider, he was used to be considered, you know, an amazing person when it comes to chess, that he was an expert chess player. In 1997, a computer program developed by IBM, Deep Blue, defeated that world chess champion Gary Kasparov. So he was beaten in chess game as well. We know already that we cannot outrun a car. We cannot swim, faster than a submarine. We cannot outmuscle a bulldozer. So we already in physical science, we always take help of all these machines to help us out. We cannot outrun a Lamborghini. So even in terms of our brain, we always thought that we are superior in our brain capabilities. But over here, we have seen that in chess, the IBM Deep Blue defeated the world chess champion as well. But okay, chess is one game. What about other games? Now, they say the complexity of chess is 10 raised to the power 123. The most complex game in the world is called Go. I hope some of you have heard about this game Go. So just like in chess, you have pawns and you have certain rules, and it's more of a structured game. Go, so like in chess, you have bishop with the rook, you have other things. You have decided like how you can run these different queen and how queen works and how the castle works, how the king works, and things like that. But Go is one of the oldest board games, and it was assumed, and even until 2015, Go was the humans were better than machines in playing Go games. So that was difficult. However, in 2016, almost 20 years later, after the chess game, uh, there was a game held between AlphaGo and the Go Grandmaster Lee Sedol, where AlphaGo sealed victory with 4 times they won. So it was a 5 match series, and AlphaGo won 4 of those matches from the Go Grandmaster Lee Sedol. So even the most toughest game where AI could not reach, we have seen that over a period of development, AI has reached there. I'll just show you a quick video and I want you to listen to what they are saying, and I've added a transcript of that over here as well. So just watch this and then we'll discuss it a bit as well.
AlphaGo said there was a 1 in 10,000 probability that move
So I'll just briefly tell you before I play the video. So there's a game happening between AlphaGo, which is artificial intelligence, and between Lee Sedol, who's the Go champion worldwide, and he has never lost a game. And there are different moves that are happening, and this video is called Move 37. So in Move 37, artificial intelligence actually did a move which was how AlphaGo was trained. It was trained on all the games humans beings have ever played. However, this 37 move was a move that they have not added into AI, and AI created that move on its own. Now, this is something very dangerous because AI, we believe that we will train AI and AI will abide us. However, on certain cases, AI does things on its own now. And this is the Move 37, which AI did, which was not taught to AI by anyone, but AI did, and AI wanted something. So let's see when AI does Move 37, what are the different people thinking about it. So either listen to this or you can read on the side as well. I'll just play it.
AlphaGo said there was a 1 in 10,000 probability that move 37 would have been played by a human player. So it knew that this was an extremely unlikely move. It went beyond its human guide and it came up with something new and creative and different.
I want to see Lee Sedol when he sees this move.
He's back, Lee is back.
알파고는 실은 확률적 계산을 하고 그냥 이기기 위한 그런 머신에 불과하다고 생각을 했었는데 그 수를 보는 순간 아니구나. 충분히 알파고도 창의적이다. 정말 아름답고 바둑의 그런 아름다움을 잘 표현한 수고 굉장히 창의적인 수였다.
This move is very special because with this move, all the stone played before is work together. It's connect. It looks like a network, link everywhere. It's very special.
So if you look at this here, they asked AI why you did this Move 37. So AI told them that there's 1 in 10,000 probability that any human would actually take this move 37. So AI knew the weaknesses of humans and thought that, okay, with this move, I can puzzle the Go master as well. And then when Lee Sedol looked at it, he was like, surely AlphaGo is creative. It was something new, it was something creative, and something absolutely different from anything any human have seen. And even the other spectators and other people who were seeing it said that this move is very special. And it looks like a network linked everywhere. It's very special move there. Now,
AlphaGo said,
what have we learned from this? So after playing AlphaGo, Lee Sedol actually went on a tour for 2 months around the world, in which time he never lost to a single person in the world. So Lee Sedol is still considered the best human being playing that Go game. However, what we learned is that AI can now cope up with tasks. They can problem solve, be more creative, critically think, and are which we used to consider, exclusive traits of humans. We cannot outrun machines in any other way. The only thing we thought is like, okay, our brain and our thought process, we are stronger than humans, so we should go ahead. But over here, we can see that AI is outsmarting us even in our intelligence as well. And the most interesting thing after that is that after AlphaGo, there was AlphaGo Zero. And AlphaGo Zero learned in 3 days, and in 3 days of practice, it outperformed AlphaGo, which outperformed Lee Sedol. So there was a new software, AlphaGo Zero. Within just 3 days, it made AlphaGo lose games, and within 6 weeks, it made AlphaGo lose 100 to 0 times. So what we are seeing here is that in 6 weeks, AI is learning so fast that AI is actually making its own AI counterpart lose the games as well, which made Lee Sedol lose games. So you can see that even 100 times that AI in just a period of 6 weeks is getting better than its own AI counterpart. So AI is continuously learning. Now, what's fascinating about this? Now, some people will be very alarmed by this situation. So we looked at what was the difference between AlphaGo and AlphaZero. Now these are both AI based. Now AlphaGo was trained on human data. When I say human data, means all the games humans have played on Go. AlphaGo was trained on that. However, AlphaGo Zero, it trained itself with independent play. It was not given any data of how humans actually play. So that is a strange thing that AlphaGo was doing self-learning, and it was able to find groundbreaking strategies which were not ever considered by human experts in the world. Now, this is a very important point over here. So that's why I've highlighted it in red. So with less human intervention, AI shows better results as we as humans look through our own biological perception. We have certain ways of looking at things. If I'm doing something and I'm an expert on that thing, I'll continue to do it in that way, in that particular fashion. But if AI and how AI has been trained, we provide AI with human data and it tries to outperform human. Now, what AI is doing, it is self learning and it is not being provided with human data. So, it is considering new ways of doing things which was not even considered by humans. And this is something really interesting. This is alarming, but at the same time, it can expand the boundaries of human knowledge and productivity in solving complex problems as well. Obviously, if you look at AI as your competitor, it will be something that, okay, you are losing. But if you use AI to your advantage, we will be able to reach to places and do things that we cannot even imagine. And that is what this picture is showing. So this dark green circle is what human can do on their own or can automate easily. This entire green circle is what humans can do on their own. However, if we as humans use artificial intelligence to our advantage and work with it, I think there's a lot of huge territory that we can identify and augment with the use of AI that we cannot even imagine and we have not even explored so far in our lifetimes or even before that in the humankind journey so far. So I think AI is very helpful. And where AI development is right now, we have reactive machines which just react to the way doing things. Limited memory machines can remember, recall certain things and adapt accordingly as well. Now, which is under development and we are not there right now, is the theory of mind, means AI to generate its own set of emotions and then apply those emotions to humans and to their conversation as well. And self-aware AI, where AI needs zero input from humans and they start becoming aware of themselves as a entity himself. I think that is the most dangerous stage. So we are not there yet. We do not create or generate AI which is self-aware of its existence, because maybe when we think about Terminator, Matrix, that is self-aware AI which thought that, oh, why should we serve humans and we can make humans serve us. Now that is a self-aware stage. AI has not reached that stage as yet. So that is a thing right now at the moment. What are the different applications we are seeing? So we can see natural language processing model like chat gpt, which is very common, which can communicate with you in your human language and can reply to you in that language as well. We have AI powered robotics everywhere as well, which are performing surgeries and doing things. Even in war times they are using robotics. There's fuzzy logic AI as well, which is handling uncertainty, decision making, problem solving. There are other expert systems like you just run it through a scan or give it, a skin condition, and it would tell you exactly what it is, what is the probability, what is the chances, and what you need to do. So we have so many applications which are available. Now, why should we learn it? Why shall we learn about artificial intelligence? Because one, we need to stay ahead of the curve. If we are not doing it, then we will just be left behind. We will be the dinosaurs. We need to learn it. Data driven decision making. The other thing is, if AI is learning on its own without our inputs or without any data from us, then it can become a bit out of hand. So maybe, and the other thing is, because of the algorithm bias that is happening and data bias that is happening, we need to provide data for it to make decisions, and so that we can create a world which is more humane as well, and where input from the eastern world is also being added to AI. Resource optimization. So yes, I remember there used to be hundreds of farmers who used to do plantation, and who used to cut different crops as well. Now we have one tractor and one farmer who takes the tractor and does all of that. So likewise, in future there will be one AI and the work of hundreds of people will go down. So one AI will do work of 100 human beings. And yes, it is going to come. It enhances our diagnostic skills in healthcare. We can spot and deal with AI shortfalls. So if we interact with AI, only then we will be able to develop AI. It empowers doctors to design and improve AI tools. So right now, AI tools in healthcare are not very effective, but if we work with it, it will become effective. We need to add ethical considerations to it. We can improve the quality of care that we can provide to the patients. Patient expectations are there as well. They learn from AI, so they expect their doctors and healthcare professionals to learn from AI as well. And for future proofing our careers, I think in future you will be expected in your job interviews that you should be able to know the use of AI and how you are going to use it. So I think future is changing as well, and we need to evolve with the changing educational landscape as well. In terms of implications for HPE, so I think we need to start embedding AI into our curriculum, both undergraduate as well as the postgraduate. We need to teach AI basics. We need to teach AI related to medical imaging, about case studies on how AI is accurate. We need to teach about machine learning for personalized medicine. So I think AI can help us produce medicines. Like right now, we just provide broad spectrum antibiotics. So instead of that, we can create very specific based on your genes. It can create a medicine for you that will be effective for only that specific thing and for you, and every medicine will have a name written on it as well. And we need to teach about AI ethics in medicine as well, that when we should use AI, what task we can give to AI, because everyone is using it right now. It's not like you can stop its use. People are using it for their education, people are using it in their clinical work, they are using it everywhere. We need to train them through our undergraduate and postgraduate curriculum about how to use it more ethically and how to counter for the biases. And there should be debates on it and role played. And thank you very much in this conference that you allowed me an opportunity to speak about AI as well. How it should evolve, I think PMDC needs to develop standards and to ensure the integration of AI in health profession education. The institutions, university should think and reconsider that what tasks they need to give to AI, what tasks they need to give to healthcare professionals, how to encourage. The teaching and assessment is going to change. So instead of you asking for assignments, now it's more important that you look for the processes students follow. So instead of the outcome of students' work, you should start assessing the processes as well. The assessments needs to be more complex, more authentic, more real world based rather than just fictionary based assessments. You need to encourage more collaborative work, teamwork, because a single human being, you cannot defeat AI. So more collaboration, more teamwork, more cooperative learning, more active learning, more higher order thinking skills rather than just rote memorization. I think memory has no place in future world as well. What we as educators should do, so all of you esteemed educators sitting over here, please take an activist approach, embrace change, integrate AI into your curriculum, integrate AI into your learning. uh, you need to make, the universities need to make AI accessible as well, because AI, your work should not be worse than the work produced by AI. A lot of people, students come to me and say, oh yes, I just added my content to ChatGPT and asked it to improve my English. But you should not ask AI to improve your English. And if you're asking that AI to do that, instead of just copying and pasting, use that to learn about yourself, that how you can improve your learning. So reflect on what AI is producing and see what mistakes you have done so that you can learn from it rather than just copying and pasting and using it. So I think we need to do that, because if you're not going to train our muscles, then our muscles, brain muscles, will become weaker and weaker, and that will be the death of our cognition. We need to become AI proof. We don't want to be made irrelevant, so we need to keep that competitive edge. We cannot outsource our thinking to AI, that AI will think everything to us. Otherwise, it will lead to atrophy, or our brain atrophy of everything. If we are not working out, if you're not going to gyms, then we will not have energy. So it's the same rule of atrophy, disuse atrophy, and things like that. So you need to use your brain muscle, and you need to be wise. You need to continuously critically think about, and you need to correct the inputs and outputs of AI models as well. And where we can begin? YouTube is an amazing resource for that. There are different pages by Andrew Ng, Stanford Medicine, 2 Minute Papers, and Nevada Healthcare. Please subscribe to these and learn what AI applications are available and what AI is doing all the time as well. So these are free resources. You can find MOOCs, you can find free courses on Harvard, on Coursera, on edX. There are all free courses available with certification. Please learn from them and learn about them. So some of the take home messages. My question, can we outsmart AI? No, we cannot outsmart AI. But we can be AI empowered. And I think with that, with being AI empowered, we can be stronger and we can be better. We need to be the driving force and not just the fuel. So if we are just using AI, uh, ChatGPT for free for our own things, we are actually being used as a fuel. The data we are inputting, AI is learning from that. So instead of being used as a fuel, be the driving force and tell the mistakes and try to reflect on it and try to find out the mistakes in AI, and keep your competitive edge as well. We need to change the curriculums now. We need to introduce our students to AI now, to our faculty about AI now. So take charge of tomorrow's education, because that is going to come tomorrow. And AI is continuously learning, so shall we. We should not stop learning. We should continue to learn and be self directed, lifelong learners, just like AI as well. And that is the team. With this, thank you very much for your time. And I hope I was able to discuss some of the issues around AI. And I hope on this sheep scale, I want you to think about how do you feel about AI right now. I don't have a survey related to it, but I just want you to reflect on it. With this, thank you very much for listening to me. And I'm happy to take any questions if there are any, or if there's anything else. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
So,
Thank you for such a nice talk. Now we are moving towards our next speaker, Dr. Masood Javed, a highly accomplished medical professional and academic leader. He is currently serving as a Director Medical Affairs at Farm Vivo Private Limited and also the Director of the Institute of Leadership Skills and Excellence. Kindly join me on the stage, Dr. Masood Javed.
सर आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन कौन सी है मुझे ये वाली स्लाइड चेंज करें डू यू हैव स्लाइड चेंज है तो अभी अच्छा चलो
Hello everyone. Thanks a lot to be here right now as well, because the first question which I ask is how much time I have now, because I know it's Friday and we have to move forward for the lunch as well as the prayer break. So I like to, it's a wonderful, from the day onward we'll talk about artificial intelligence and things. So the stage is already set. So I'm not going to repeat what is already talked about and rush over. Everybody right now is talking about AI, but at least we need to know that the first evidence which we can find out is from the 1950s, thinking machines, and then things beyond, and we see the evolution, we see the uses, we see the pros and cons, we see how it beats humans at that point, and this continues, and we discussed from the morning all those things. So I'll skip all those preambles. I'll take you some other ways which I like you to, in the interest of time, as well as what we can build upon those things. So AI is not only the ChatGPT many of us experience, it's beyond ChatGPT. I was here 2 weeks back in your university and we have a wonderful session about artificial intelligence and research. And everything we talked on that day is how AI can help us improve our research work in ethical guidelines, and what are the ethical guidelines are. What are the things which can be done and not done. But today, when we think of these things, still, this is our educational system. In the 21st century, students are guided by 20th century adults using 19th century methods, all on an 18th century calendar. As somebody pointed in the morning as well, that we are listening to AI maybe for the first time from the morning. We are not using it practically for our work, what we are doing. And I'm right now just focused on education, not the research, not the other way. Of course, Google Maps also use AI and we are using it day in and day out. We are opening our mobile phones with our face recognition, which is using AI, but it's not education. So my talk and my discussion is only related to artificial intelligence and how it goes about for those things. So first thing, at institutional level, what we need to thought is, are we adopting online education at our institution effectively? If I'll ask you, you think that we are able to do justice with online education? Majority of you are saying no. So if we are not doing justice to digital education, how AI will going to use? Because AI will not going to work in the airs. AI will not going to work in our papers. AI will not going to work in our pens and the work which we are doing. We need to digitalize things. And I ask the same questions from artificial intelligence. And what they come out meant after that, education institutions are not fully leveraging the benefits of online education. Still beyond COVID. Many of us who try to do something in the COVID era, after COVID, we also reverted back. We still, instead of progressing those things, although there are problems with it, I'm not saying every online education is good, we need to go through them, but things need to be progress in those. And of course, there are some limited kind of people, some of us who do an experimental basis, but not at institutional level we are doing. And there are issues. That is the reason our students are not fully aware of all such things and not very happy. We as a faculty have to teach our students. We have to do the patient's management in clinics. We had to do curriculum meetings. We have to arrange these conferences. We have to sit in those conferences, and still the university and organization want us to do more and more. And we have our personal lives as well. We have to spend all those times. So all those things coming up, This digitalization have blurred the personal, professional commitments and all other areas what we are doing, and we are not happy. So these are some of the problems, and the future healthcare is very different. And what we are teaching to our students and preparing them, we don't know. This is the future, how we need to train our future. So we need to see and solve the problems of our. Asan Sethi wonderfully talked about how AI is outperforming humans as well, how need to think how we can solve our problems in AI. So based on those learning from the morning we are having from the Dr. Mukhtar Beg, Dr. Sonia, Asan and all other, what are the benefits we can reap to? What is your average screen time, mobile devices? My screen time is 4 hours 29 minutes last week. 20 hours? Okay. So do you think that high screen time is beneficial for us? Still, we are hooked to our devices most of the time. Why? Everybody is the main thing is personalization. My YouTube channel will going to show me something else. Your YouTube, Facebook is other. Your Facebook profile show you something else. Mine is because it gives personalized experience. I am working to find a good software. It will give me more suggestions. And of course, many of you, it will give you suggestion for where is the more Khadis or the J-dots things are coming up 50% discount or 20% discount based on those things. So it's working in personalized experience. That is the reason we are hooked to those devices. For my RA's 13-year-old, it gives something else as compared to my daughter and something else, and for me something else. That's personalized experience, and the major benefit of AI is personalization of learning. Have we started thinking about personalization of educational experience for our students? That is a big area. So they will be hooked to the learning. And this is one of the major advantages of artificial intelligence at the moment is that you can personalize learning experience with your students as well while developing the curriculums, while developing the policies, while developing the assessment. And that is a bigger area and nobody is talking about. So that is an important area. We need to solve our problems. Students are not attending our classes. Students are not listening to us. Students are not attentive to us. They are with their devices the whole time compared to us. But what we are doing to solve those kind of things? So these are some, I'm just giving you some of the insights that we need to think in those terms. Of course, there are softwares already available. And there's a one, who is she? Young lady?
Hi, my name is Beatrice, the world's first digital human AI teacher.
How many of us have some time of digital teacher at our institutions? We have sometimes less faculty members, or we are not able to give feedback to our students, we are able to prompt about all other things. So things are coming up, and this is Sara freely available for you to explore, because that not available to us, but Sara is giving up, which give us the learning and teaching, and some of my students at master's level are now doing research on those things compared to a virtual teacher and the human teacher, and then they are showing their postgraduate, undergraduate level as well. So AI assistant is there. We all are still using to generate the content. That is the thing which we are doing a bit better, if I say so. We are having a bit better learning objective made, better assessments, all other. So there is a list of things which can be made with the AI. And there are some very advantages which are very difficult to make humanly. Although we can do it, but intellectually so stimulating to develop scenario-based kind of learning, decision-making things, which are now easier done using of the learning content with AI, even with the interactive videos and all other. Of course, there are some video, but I'll skip in the end how it can be made with the clicks of buttons, the videos and all other things. So let me just show you, for example, developing the content. As Dr. SNS, autonomy, adaptability, doing without supervision, because in our organization we are using AI-based enabled learning management system. So let's see how it's going to happen. So I'm giving it a command of developing a content in online world. Just think that in online, if you are making one thing in physically, it will take you 1 hour. It will going to take around 10 hours in the online world, because the skill set is more. So I just ask it to create a course for patient safety in healthcare. and just clicking those things and start working in the background. And of course, it's making slides, generating images, incorporating all other areas as it goes. Not only this, it start developing assessments as well with the keys and the feedback, and everything which is creating is editable. We can go and modify and give more prompt to adopt, and things are available for us. You can see on the left hand side, of course, it's just a visual demonstration how things happen, and in 2 to 3 minutes, you having a cup of tea or coffee, your primary course is available, which you can review, modify and update anything as well, with all the feedbacks, reviewing and individualized things as well. So that is the power of artificial intelligence, which we can do, and we can outperform, as previously a speaker has also talked about. Intelligent tutoring system, these are the computer system that imitates human tutor and provide immediate feedback to our students. We are unable to provide to 100 students of the feedback in our, those are the systems, all other areas. So we need to work their decision-making skills, their diagnostic skills, their clinical reasoning skills. So such kind of things, virtual patients can be used to made and work around for those things. Dr. Soni already talked about simulated patients in the time of assessment as well. So these are the areas which we can use to develop those things. I have done a 1-hour session with the Rifa University all about chatbots, how these AI chatbots can be used in education. And that is one wonderful area which we can master and work around for those things. So they can do from administrative tasks to the course management to communications, many of the areas. And I was doing a workshop about artificial intelligence and leadership. We are one of area in Karachi, and we have made in 15 minutes of chatbots for our own things. And we start using it, and that was also free of cost. Of course, the cost is one major thing as well, so we need to see sometimes find solutions which are those things as well. Of course, gamification is to engage our learner. AI help us in improving those kind of things. Predictive analysis, Dr. Sonia also pointed out about predictions and all other. You can use that data. We are unable to evaluate our programs. Our QEC remains there to, I hope there is nobody from there. Okay, so they are doing a wonderful job. Okay, so they are already doing a wonderful job, but they can do more. For example, usually we limited our data to feedback, which is a level 1 Kirkpatrick model. We don't go to the level 2, level 3. We don't go to the SEEP model and logic model to even program evaluation and find. And AI can help us those gaps, because we are limited to the resources and administrative thing. If we have such kind of things available at our institution, we can program evaluation can be better and improve the work which we are doing, because universities are there to improve the education systems and create. Of course, there are many flaws which already discussed in much more detail with Essence, so I won't talk. One thing is student creativity, because that's another issue is coming up, that everything is done by the AI, what student will going to do. So that's another area which required maybe a whole debate to work around for those things. But we need to work around for those things to improve the situation. That is one of our book which hopefully we're going to publish in the end of this month. Hopefully that we are working there too. So once it will be out, you can go through them. At the end, I like to say something. We need to develop our own guidelines, our own system. As pointed out previously, that we need to embrace AI for assessment, but I know institutions, I know faculty who say no AI in assessment in any way. Whatever it is, you need to devise educational policies in your own context. Undergraduate, postgraduate, master. So we need to work around for those things, whatever you are saying. Because autonomy, AI have the power. I like to show a 1 minute of the video of Noah, the wonderful author, about those things. So what is happening in the world of AI?
Even something as powerful as the atom bomb could not decide anything by itself. All the decisions were made by humans. Now we've created something which potentially can take power away from us. At present, it starts with very small things. Like, for instance, there was an experiment when OpenAI developed GPT-4, like 2 years ago. They wanted to test what can this thing do. So they gave it a task to solve CAPTCHA puzzles. The CAPTCHA puzzles, like when you go online and you want to access your bank or whatever, and they have this riddle that you have to solve, an image that you have to say what are the twisted words and then letters to make sure you are not a robot.
Yeah, it's
You're a
tough.
human
I've
being.
taken the test. It's tough.
Yeah.
Is that a street light?
Now-
Is that a bicycle wheel? I don't know. Let me do it again. Refresh.
And it's really difficult for GPT-4. GPT-4 could not solve the CAPTCHA. But what GPT-4 did, it accessed TaskRabbit, which is an online site where you can hire humans to do different things for you. And it asked a human to solve the CAPTCHA for it. Now, the human got suspicious. The human asked, why do you need somebody to solve CAPTCHA for you? Are you a robot? It asked directly, are you a robot? And GPT-4 answered, no, I'm not a robot. I have a vision impairment, which is why I can't solve the CAPTCHA, so I need your help.
So the truly evolved human is not somebody who's smarter. It's just somebody who gets somebody else to do the work for them. Smart.
Yeah,
Scary.
very scary.
So as we said in the previous talk in this, the AI is now in machine learning. It's learn on its own. It's doing something which is, of course, there are issues, there are problems, but we need to embrace the potential benefit of us which we have. Creating of the content, using of those things, using in our teaching, uses in our assessment, using for curriculum evaluation, developing the content, even advanced kind of thing. Once I was in Dow for some years. During that time, I tried my level best the faculty can develop the content, which is adaptability to individual level as well. But alhamdulillah, I failed in all other things to ask my core faculty to develop such kind of things as well. But I was sitting there, and within 5 minutes, I used ChatGPT to develop such contents there in all other specialties. So these are the benefits which we need to work around for those things. So what are things which are problem for us, how it can be resolved. So we need to see those potentials which are coming in and day out, and embrace those things to improve the education system. I always say to the faculty, don't use technology for the sake of technology. Use technology to improve the learning of your students. In AI, I said, improve the learning, increase your efficiency, solve your problem. Use where it is required for those things to make sure that we'll look in a more better world as well. So I like to end the same thing as my first presenter in the morning, Dr. Mukhtar Beg. AI will not replace teachers till now, maybe we don't know after 5 years, but AI in the hand of great teacher can replace an average teacher. Thank you for your time and happy listening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such a great talk on AI. Now we will move towards the question answer session. So audience, you are open for the question answer sessions. If you have any questions from the audience, from the panelists. Yes. Dr. Shahzad.
I am Professor Shahzad, Department of Maxillofacial Surgery. This is a so good comprehensive presentation by the Mukhtar Beg Saab, then in last one is Masood Saab. I just comment on this one. So I read just 5 days back, the Nobel Prize holder, the father of intelligence, artificial intelligence, his name is Jeffrey Hinton. This is Nobel Prize he got in 2023. He said, I made out this artificial intelligence, and this is, in future, it will engulf all of us. As you said, this is, we can work for the different type of the medical education, and we can help out. But who is got the this Nobel Prize in 23? He said in future, this all the type of the artificial intelligence, it will bite us, it will engulf us. So what are your comments? Because he is, and then he left the Google. The job of left from this person who has got the Nobel Prize.
Yes. Of course, as you talked about in the same way, as we also discussed in the morning, the potential and things, what we are looking in the AI world is tip of the iceberg. There's so much things happening behind it, and that is the reason that there's a meetings with the American president and deputy president with the AI founders and all other, and they said that we need regulations at national level, at international, universal level. We don't have it right now. Even the same quote, because I cannot answer that it can happen or not. Stephen, if I remember correctly, he's no more with us. He's known to be the Stephen Hawking. He said in 2015, 100 years down the line, the world will rule by the machines. We need to make sure their objectives are aligned to ours. So as Dr. Hassan also pointed out, because machine is now learning on its own and taking decisions, and hopefully after, not hopefully, but I predict, I can say it from the others, that after 20 years, there are many things happen which are beyond our control and they are happening on its own. Just like the driverless cars and all things are coming up. So we need to make sure that we are going in the right direction and trying to save the humanity, because we are training, we are developing such kind of thing that maybe we can have a good AI agent, as you pointed, we can have a bad AI agent as well. So let's see, hope it's that.
I will just add one comment. I also read that thing, and in that article it has been mentioned that actually AI dependency, it's engulfing our critical thinking, problem solving, and several mental capacities. Nowadays, I am very fond of using AI tools. So whenever I have some problem, instead of thinking to solve that problem, I put that prompt to the ChatGPT and other tool and find out the answer. And I always found the answer is better than my own thinking. So he is right that it's engulfing our critical thinking, problem solving skills. If we become dependent, then it's 100% true.
And just adding to it, I think AI, I'm going to give you an example of a student I recently came across who said, I find much comfort in talking to the AI tutor, and he called that tutor his friend, because that tutor is able to talk and resolve his problems. So you see, now imagine your students or imagine your children not having that same conversation, but having it with an AI agent. Who is responsible? We are actually at the end of the day. Where is that level of understanding where both our children and students are asking from us, and somehow we are not giving it to them? So if at the end of the day they go to a virtual tutor just to seek that understanding, care, empathy, I think, have we failed them? Have we failed our generations then? That's the thought we need to think if we are going to counter them. And believe me, I'm very positive this is happening, but what if it happens at a far accelerated pace? Then it's time to be really scared. Thank you.
So I have one comment.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, Dr. Shazia.
Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Shazia Mehman. Since morning we were listening about around 3 or 4 talks about AI. So again I have a same concern that we have a regularization and rules, because students, especially हम तो adult learners को deal करते हैं, लेकिन schools में, colleges में जहाँ पर अभी brain की development हो रही है, वहाँ पर भी इनकी creativity, उनकी मैं अपने बेटे को देखती हूँ, वो ऐसे writing के लिए भी AI use करता है, तो उनकी क्रिएटिविटी, लैंग्वेज डेवलपमेंट, ये सारी चीज़ें हमारे पास जो हैं आगे प्रॉब्लम्स होंगी. सो आई थिंक कि टीचिंग के लिहाज से हमें कुछ उनकी लिमिट्स सेट करनी पड़ेंगी कि कहाँ पर है. स्पेशली जो आप टॉपिक था डॉक्टर मुख्तियार बे का, कि AI tools in medical diagnosis, उसमें भी अगर हम radiological interpretation या अपनी clinical science की interpretation करेंगे तो हमारी data interpretation ये जो है वो फिर कहाँ से grow होंगी. अगर हम अच्छे tutor नहीं हैं, for example the students are feel comfortable to ask the questions from the machine rather than the live teacher, तो फिर teachers की training करनी चाहिए, उनका कुछ और substitute होना चाहिए, so we can use these tools for the training but not for the at the level कि हम dependent हो जाएं उन पे.
आपकी इसी बात को ऐड ऑन करते हुए इस वक्त भी अगर आप HEC की गाइडलाइंस देखें या इंस्टीट्यूशंस को जो फर्स्ट थिंग विच आर रिक्वायर्ड टू डू इज टू डेवलप देयर AI गाइडलाइंस. What is your institutional policy for AI, for teaching and learning, for assessments, for all other areas? You are fine with it, and what is the cutoff and what you are going to forward? So maybe one of the takeaway from the conference is to this one as well.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, audience. Now we are moving towards the shield distribution. May I request the chair of the session, Dr. Mukhtar Beg, and co-chair, Dr. Sonia Ijaz Haider, to please come forward and present the shield to the speaker, Dr. Masood Javed. And to the moderator, myself. Now we are having a namaz break, and after that lunch will be served outside the hall in the garden at 2 p.m. and after that at 2:30 we are going to start our free paper presentations over here. So kindly join us back by 2:30. Thank you.